Hi, Steve Garrett here. I'm probably take a little longer time tonight. It's a cold night. I'm huddled in by my wood stove here, and think of some phrases that I hear all the time. People say, "It's beyond me," or "I'm baffled," or "I wish I knew how to do that," or "I give up." You want to know what all of those phrases have in common? Besides their obviously negative outlook, they all stem from the same set of mental processes that tend to find problems bigger than solutions for most people. They always focus on the problem instead of on the solution. And the truth of it is that most of us never really discover how resourceful we truly are when it comes to solving everyday enigmas, simply because we throw in the towel before we ever giving our brains a chance to work on them. And this is usually caused by our need for immediate gratification, for closure. I look at a leaky faucet and I say, I better call the plumber, instead of running the process through my head, through my brain, and see if I might be able to disassemble that fitting and fix the leak myself. I think many times I simply just give up, throw up my hands, and before I actually attempt to resolve an issue. And the same thing bleeds over into our human relationship, our child rearing, even our marriages. Instead of taking the time to analyze what it really is that is really adversely affecting those relationships, we simply walk away or give up. Flick it in. It's not worth it. She wasn't the woman I thought she was. He wasn't the guy that I married. Whatever. The results are, I don't want to work for that guy, or I'm a different teacher. The results are relations that become tattered and broken. We leave a string of broken relationships behind us. And friends notice immediately if we're willing to work on problems or not. They look at us and say, "Well, come on, let's work this out." And you want an immediate solution. Didn't happen immediately, so they say, "Well, let's take some time." We don't want to do that most of the time. And our children most definitely note the lack of concern when a parent simply says, "I just don't understand you," or worse than that, if they say they just send them off to their room. They don't say anything. Just send them off the room to the seclusion, or worst of all, they unleash a tirade of demeaning and degrading insults and venom against the child, only because they, the parents, refuse to take the time to analyze and strategize and find a viable solution to the problem that's facing them and their child. And anger is one of the greatest enemies to rational thinking. It's much easier to yell and rant and send the kid off to bed than it is to sit down and talk out what it is that has prompted them to the behavior that has drawn your anger. What's caused this? But this sort of discipline by parents is discharged in this situation. There's no discipline whatsoever. It's an oxymoron, because rather than having any kind of discipline involves it, more of an extreme lack of any discipline, because you lose your control, you send them off to the room, or you blow up on them. There's no discipline in that. And so the child doesn't know when they've done right, when they've done wrong. Relationships are damaged because we're looking for that immediate solution. And what is effectively taking place is the parent is satisfying an immediate need for closure. We just want to get it over. We watched so many movies and they're done in an hour and a half. There are so many sitcoms and they're done in a half hour. Everything's resolved. Wally's back and the beaver's okay, and Ward and June are just happy in a half-hour segment. But the alternative, talking the situation out and seeking a real solution, will require usually a lot more time and energy than most people are willing to give. So thus we find kids alienated toward their parents at an alarming rate. I see this in the school where I work, and to a very monolithic scale, if I can say that way, to the resulting rejection that they feel, and the wounding often escalates in the child to a true hatred of the parents. Not for their lack of understanding, because they don't expect parents to understand. They just don't think we understand them. But for their unwillingness, the parents' unwillingness to take the time to listen and work things out. So I hear that from kids all the time. My folks just won't take the time to listen to me. They won't want to. And likewise, they call me, hey, Mr. Garrett, you're cool. I'm not cool. I'm a dork. But what I do is I listen to the kids, and I let them express themselves. And that makes me cool to them, only because I'm just offering them, I don't have answers to all their problems, but I listen to their woes. The same sort of problem exists in husband and wife relationship or with your significant other, where time is taken to allow both sides to express their feelings openly, candidly, without fear of, retaliation or repercussion. Resolutions, it can be reached to satisfy and appease both parties. Rushing the process so the desire for closure can be achieved, well, just often short circuits any real and productive change. So what is the solution? When men and women disengage from the rhetoric and the hype of everyday life, and they truly begin to analyze their situations and their relationships, I think real progress can be made. I think displacing the idea that immediate solutions are necessary and embracing the concept that of being in the process in a marriage relationship, in a business relationship, in a work relationship. There's a process for the betterment of each person and those around you. This sponsors a fertile ground where change can take seed and really grow. Change in each individual can actually take place. Taking personal responsibility for our actions instead of looking for someone to blame. Every time that helps things when they don't work out. We want to blame other people. That's it. But if we take personal responsibility, it's a big step in the right direction. In our society where everything's kind of fast-paced and instant, and we have to begin to accept the fact that some things require a little bit more attention. More attention than a casual glance, a casual perusal of the situation. If the best we're willing to put forth is a few moments toward a problem, chances are the solution we come up with will be just as equally shallow. So the concept translates into the business and professional world as well. Are you a problem solver at your workplace? Are you the one who sits around and grouses and says how bad things are and poses the question, why doesn't somebody fix it? Is that you? Why not instead be the solution that you seek? Begin taking time to analyze situations, to allow your mind to actually begin percolating on ideas and plausible scenarios that could lead to the answers that you seek. Stop selling yourself short. Start being the expert in as many situations as you can be. Now, I'm not talking about being phony, but I'm talking about you'd be surprised that if you know a little bit about a subject and you're confident enough in sharing about it, that you'll probably know more than 50% of the people that you're dealing with know. If you know quite a bit about something, if it's something that you've studied out and you know about it, be bold, be strong, make your opinion known, because you probably know more than 90% of the people there. So become the hero. Become the one who never gives up, never turns the problem over without first giving it your best shot. And the process that best enables a person in this quest that I know of is the mastermind. Joining together with a collective group of like-minded individuals who can help you sharpen your skills, as well as offering insights and that can help you come up with things that you might not otherwise ever think of on your own. So that's what I have to share tonight. And if you want to know more about the mastermind, I'd be glad to talk to you about it, because I've been dealing with two masterminds in my life. One is a spiritual group of about 12 guys that meet together on a quarterly basis, and the other is a business group that I meet with about every 3 months as well, the Empowerment Network. So I just wanted to share that with you tonight. I know it was a little long. Hope you suffered through it, and I hope you got something out of this. Hit me back on Facebook. I'll put my email on here, and just email me back. Tell me what you think, or just, this will be on my Facebook page as well. Just leave a comment afterwards. Tell me what you think. All right. So Steve Garrett for now, signing off, and gonna go get a shower and get to bed with this cold, chilly night. It's about 10 degrees out right now. So God bless you. Grace and peace. Steve out.